Hey everyone, Amanda here, and I'm going to give you a reading for the full moon in Taurus that we have today. I got some really neat messages, and there's three piles here that I'm going to dive into. But I asked first, what do we need to release? What's being asked to release? What should we invite in this full moon? And just general messages, what we need to know. And I've got some really amazing things came up, so I'm really excited to do this actually. Let's get started with the release pile here. So first thing I pulled was from, and here, let me try to arrange it all pretty so you can see. Here we go. So first card I pulled for the release pile was this Four of Skulls. Now, this one is about, Four of Skulls can be about holding on to something. It can indicate material world, so it could be maybe feeling a little restricted around finances. But when I pulled this, I really got the sense like the message was more about needing to release that sense of having to grasp really tightly or hold on to things that maybe have served their time and served their purpose. So this idea, what have we grown overly attached to that isn't really serving us? What are we still, clinging to as, a false sense of security is what I'm getting here. We cling to certain things that actually aren't helping further our growth or get us where we want to be. And yet we feel kind of safety in those things. Now, this can be something of the material world. It could also be a relationship you're clinging to for stability that isn't authentic anymore. It could be a lot of different things. So just take what resonates from that. But anywhere you feel like your energy is really kind of clinging on to something, you're being asked to kind of loosen your grip and release there. Because it kind of feels like this guy is guarding her or not letting her escape, and it does feel a little bit that way, that whatever's being held on to is actually holding you back rather than giving you the sense of freedom that you're looking for. So really examine that. And this could just be a thought pattern, a behavior that's outdated. I'm trying to give a lot of examples because this is a collective reading, so I'm tapping into a lot of different energies. But just look at the places in your life where you're maybe clinging too tightly to things that have served their time. Because we also got judgment with that, and the very obvious message could be just release judgment. So this process of letting go isn't an easy one. And so releasing judgment of the self in your healing process and not expecting it to be moving through faster than it is. I also get the sense, so judgment is about a spiritual call. It's about an awakening, being asked to step up and step into your power and purpose. So this in the position of what to release, I really feel like these things that are in the way of your progress and growth do need to be let go of in order to step up into your full purpose. So just take a look at some of those things and reflect on where in your life you are holding yourself back, because I really do feel like we're being called further and further to step up and step into our authentic selves and really show up in the world in a bright way. And in order to do that, we have to give ourselves permission. So yeah, I think that's the message there. I also pulled playfulness, and which is interesting in the position of what to release. And I do get the sense what needs to be released is more this heavy energy, or this sense that, I don't know, we get so focused on being adults and being practical that we forget to let our spirits shine and be playful and be happy and be joyful in the moment. So perhaps what needs to be released is some of that heaviness and maybe taking yourself a little too seriously. I always love when I get butterfly messages of any kind, because that always feels like a new start or a new birth, some kind of new life and new freedom. So this feels actually really good, but it might require going into some of our shadow and really looking at our stuff seriously. I mean, I've been doing that the last few days. This Scorpio season, I think, has been rough for a lot of people. It's bringing up a lot of old emotions that we thought we were past. issues that we thought we've worked through. And it doesn't mean you haven't. You're just kind of up leveling in your process. And sometimes we have to dive back into old patterns and old places in order to heal them and move forward. So just be really gentle with yourself in that process. And I do feel like that this full moon in Taurus feels like all that stuff came up with the Scorpio new moon so that we could look at it, purge it, release it, cry if we had to, journal if we had to, get angry, get sad, all of those things, in order to release those emotions to move into this more grounded place. Because I really did feel like last night, this morning when I woke up, my energy was much more grounded than it was yesterday. So that's really good. Anyway, maybe a little bit of a tangent, but what's really cool, what I got as so it was release and invite. That's what I like to do on the new and full moons, is say I release certain things, I invite. And I pulled the Two of Grails, which is one of my favorite cards in the whole tarot. The Two of Grails is the card of true love and partnership. It's about soul connections, deep sharing. It's about being able to be authentic and vulnerable with somebody and be accepted for who you are. This is, you can see this energy. It's very intimate. It's very close. It's a sharing of two hearts, but it's very balanced. So the masculine and feminine energies are really balanced, meaning there's a sense that the individuals have grounded those energies in themselves. And what I mean by that is each of us have masculine and feminine energy. Our masculine energy is the energy that takes action, that works in the physical world, that takes practical steps. Our feminine energy is the receptive part of us that is intuitive, that goes inward and contemplates. And so we have both of these things. So when two individuals come together who have balanced their inner masculine and feminine, it's a really beautiful dance, and it really offers a lot of spiritual growth. So this is the type of connection that you're being asked to invite. So whether this person is in your life already or you're inviting that energy into your life, first we have to have a sense of balance and love within ourselves, and then we magnetize that other thing. I do want to note this can be a love connection. It doesn't have to be. It could also be a business partnership that's really heart-centered. It could be a friendship that's really deep. It could be a familial connection that really helps you step up into the best version of yourself. So it doesn't have to be love, like romantic love, but I do get the sense of that here as well. And it was funny because look at the energy. These two cards are basically the exact same thing. So that's really cool. This is like the Twin Flame Soul Connection card in my other deck. So I pulled basically the same message twice, which is really interesting. So I do feel like this is a powerful time for connection and partnership and going deeper in love and intimacy and vulnerability, and really feeling safe to do that, because Taurus is a very grounded energy. So it does feel like these spiritual connections are being grounded down into the physical world, which is really, really beautiful. I know a lot of us have been waiting for this for a very long time. We have to choose it, and we have to clear our energy, and in order to invite this in, we do have to be receptive to it. A lot of times we ask for things, and then when they come into our sphere, we're like, no, I don't think I'm ready for that. So really making sure that you're ready to invite in this deep connection. And also, so it's about also being able to be brave and courageous and share that part of yourself with another. What that means is, I guess what I'm trying to say is we can't ask for deep, vulnerable, loving connection, deep intimacy, if we're not willing to put our heart out there and be courageous and take that step into it. So it does take our bravery and our stepping into this once the opportunity arises. That is what allows that energy into our life. Now, the other card I pulled with this was look at your pattern in relationships. It requires inner strength to recognize that you need to change or modify your behavior. So I do get the sense, so as we're inviting this in, as we're inviting this energy into our life, our work as the individual is, if we want a healthy, loving connection, we really do have to get serious about looking at our patterns in relationships. What do we want to bring into this new connection? What have we learned that's positive and healthy and good? And what from our past is baggage that we need to set down? And that's, I think, interestingly, that's to me why we got this in the release category, is we do really need to be able to see a new love connection for what it is, new. So it's not the same person who hurt you in the past. How are you going to build healthy, loving, open communication with this new person and be brave enough to trust them even if you've been hurt or mistreated in the past? You know, looking at our patterns can be really hard because we have to remember or realize that other people really have hurt us. And sometimes we don't want to acknowledge that because we've built so many walls. But looking at your patterns and releasing some of that old energy is really going to invite some beautiful stuff in, because just the general messages I pulled were absolutely beautiful. So I think I'm going to start, I'll do these then, but I'm going to start with this. These three cards came out kind of together. So I got the Wheel of Fortune, Eight of Grails, and Three of Scepters, which is actually a really awesome kind of story and progression. So I've been pulling the Wheel of Fortune a lot lately. It does really feel like something is shifting in a really big way, and I felt it kind of under the surface, so I keep waiting to see, okay, what's going to shift, what's coming out in the physical world. But something is changing, and changing for the better. Like I see all these flowers of all different colors being given the opportunity to bloom. So I do get the sense like this is going to add some new growth in our life. It's going to add beauty, and there's some kind of, the words I'm getting are life force energy. So it really feels like life's heart, the force that drives all of life, is kind of spinning the wheel right now, meaning, okay, we're really being invited to step up and step further into our power and really have, I do feel like a lot of the things that people have been trying to manifest or invite into their life for a very long time, we have the opportunity to have it now. I do really feel like something really positive is coming on the horizon. What these other cards indicate, though, these are about our power of choice and our co-creation with spirit to make those things happen. So the Eight of Grails is about moving away from a situation that we were settling in. So this idea of if we've been settling for, well, this is enough, or this is okay, instead of this is amazing, this is the best thing ever, my life is great. The Eight of Cups is about moving away from what was okay and going out to seek what could be even better, and taking the risk and going on this journey. Eight of Cups is really about a journey towards greater fulfillment. And the Three of Scepters, so it's really cool. So this is like really deep emotional energy, like really believing that you deserve better as far as how your heart is being taken care of, how you're being treated, how you feel in and of yourself and your emotions. This is a card about fire and passion and creation energy. And the Three of Scepters is about making a decisive choice, grabbing the wand that controls your life and going for it. So I do get the sense like this new, the wheel is spinning, so we're already being pushed towards this move, but it is up to us to choose it. So we do have to choose. We do have to realize that we deserve better in our relationships, in our life, and actively take that fiery energy and choose it and do it and take the steps towards it. So we're given an opportunity. We have to grab hold of it and take it and use our passion to create it. But what I get with that is the Ten of Cups. Now, this is the full emotional fulfillment, happy family, living the life of your dreams, rainbow, everything that you ever could have wanted coming true. And as we go from the Eight of Grails, and we do get to the Ten of Grails, Ten of Cups. So it feels to me like this person who is brave enough to take this step and create the life that they want, they get to this full emotional fulfillment. They find those other two cups that were missing. So that's a really great message. Sorry I'm kind of stuttering on this video. I feel like I'm just getting a lot of energy coming through and a lot of messages all at once that my brain is like having a hard time. It's getting a little scrambled, so sorry about that. So I hope what I'm saying is making sense. But yeah, it really does feel like something's about to shift in a really big way, and we're being called to take our power back and make it happen. I did pull this card about change. People resist change so much, when to me the reality is that every single day we're changing, everything's shifting and changing all the time. Change is the only thing that is absolutely constant and absolutely inevitable. So this person on this card seems kind of down, like this is going to be scary for her to take this step. But I just want to encourage you that the change that's coming feels really good. It feels like finally putting down a lot of the stuff that has held us back. Finally putting down the stuff we've been holding on to that just doesn't belong in our life anymore. And it served its purpose and it served its time, but I really feel like we're being given the opportunity to move into real, true, loving connection. It's just gonna require a little bit of bravery and maybe some discomfort in moving through the change. I pulled two more cards just kind of as a closer. These are just some main messages for us. And I pulled Remembrance. And what this says is, remember the light within your heart is the same as the rays of the sun and the glow of the moon. The same energy that moves the ocean tides also stirs inside your heart. What is it that your heart truly desires? What have you not said to someone that you would like to say? Find and express your truth. So again, this does feel like a message about that bravery I was talking about what is it that your heart truly desires, and I'm giving you permission to move toward that right now. You have my permission, give yourself permission. And I also pulled Flame of Love, which is totally consistent with these cards as well. Like, it just does feel like a really ripe time for loving connection. And the back of this one says, allow the infinite power of love within you to radiate unconditionally in all directions, yet stand tall in your sense of self and in your own truth. The healing power of love will help you burn through all illusion, and you will discover new possibilities. This is a powerful time of transformation, ideas, and creativity. So that really seems consistent with the rest of the reading. Thank you for listening. I hope this was helpful for you. If I can help you out with a personal reading, please just let me know. I'd love to read for you. And yeah, I wish you all the best with this full moon and moving into this new phase. Sending you lots of love. Bye.